In previous class, we studied about pure substances and mixtures. We divided mixtures again two types, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Today we are going to study about colloids and suspension. Let's start. In previous class, we studied about the mixtures. We know that mixtures are two types, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So, today we are going to study about colloids and suspension. Before knowing about colloids and suspension, we want to familiar with solution. What is solution? A solution is a good example for homogeneous mixture. We know very well about homogeneous mixture. So, a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Clear? The example is lemonade and soda water. Lemonade is lemon juice. And the solutions are divided into three types: liquid solution, solid solution, gaseous solution. Liquid solutions example soda water, solid solution example alloys, and gaseous solution example air. And then we want to know about the components of solution. There are two components for a solution, solute and solvent. Look at this picture. Here we take a blue powder and water for making a solution. Here the blue powder is solute and water is solvent. The component of a solution that dissolves the other component in it is called solvent. Here water is the solvent. In the case of solute, the component of solution that is dissolved in the solution, in the solvent. Here the blue color powder is solute. Usually solute is lesser quantity and solvent will be larger quantity. Here the solute and solvent mix together and form solution. Did you get the components? And this is the making of solution. Okay. Then we are going to suspension and colloidal solution. In this part, we want to know about what is suspension and the properties of a suspension. And next, colloidal solution. In colloidal solution, we study about Tyndall effect, properties of colloids, components of colloidal solution, and common examples of colloids. Suspension. Let's start what is suspension. We already studied that solution is a homogeneous mixture. But in the case of suspension, it is a heterogeneous mixture. By definition, a suspension is a heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. Here, the particles will be bigger size and it will not dissolve into the solvent. The solute do not dissolve the solvent. In here, solids are dispersed in liquid. Here always dispersed solids in liquids. So, the particles are visible to the naked eyes. We can see the particles with our eyes. Look at this picture. Here we have example, chalk powder in water and wheat flour in water. We can't dissolve the wheat powder and chalk powder in the water. This is a good example for suspension. Next Next we are going to study about properties of a suspension. We know that the first property, the suspension mixture will be heterogeneous mixture. It will be heterogeneous mixture. The particle of suspension can be seen by naked eyes. There are so many particles in the mixture. It can be seen by our naked eyes. Then the particle size will be greater than 100 nanometer. The size of particles will be greater than 100 nanometer. Then the particles of a suspension scatter a beam of light passing through it and make its path visible. We can see the beam of light when passing through it. Then the suspension is unstable. The solute particle settle down when a suspension is left undisturbed. We can separate the mixture by the process of filtration. We can separate the mixture by the process of filtration. And next we are going to study about colloidal solution. What is colloidal solution? In a colloidal solution, the particles of a colloids are uniformly spread throughout the solution. The particles uniformly spread throughout the solution. The mixture appears to be homogeneous. The mixture will be homogeneous, but in appear the mixture will be homogeneous, but actually the mixture is heterogeneous. When we look the particles, it will be homogeneously arranged, but actually the mixture will be heterogeneous, and the size will be 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. The size of particles in a colloidal solution will be 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. It is the difference in solution and the solution's particle size and the colloidal particle size. In solution particle size, the particle size will be less than 1 nanometer. But in the case of colloidal solution, the particle size in between the 1 nanometer and 100 nanometer. Here we have some examples. Milk. Milk is an example for colloidal solution, and ink. Ink is also the example for colloidal solution. Then we are going to study the Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is an effect both in suspension and colloidal solution. What is Tyndall effect? Look at this picture. We are passing the light through the solution, colloids and suspension. Here we could see the path of light in colloid and suspension only. Here we can see the path of light only in colloid and suspension. So the colloid and suspension show the Tyndall effect. The solution is not show the Tyndall effect. Then what is Tyndall effect? Scattering of a beam of light when light is passed through a colloidal solution. Scattering of a beam of light when light is passed through a colloidal solution or in a suspension. We cannot see colloidal particles with naked eyes because that is very small in size. But these particles can easily scatter beam of visible light. Tyndall effect can be observed when a fine beam of light enters a room through a small hole due to scattering of light by the particle of dust and smoke in air. At that time, we can see the Tyndall effect. And we can observe the Tyndall effect in dense forest. It is observed when sunlight passes through canopy of a dense forest. In forest, mist contain tiny droplets of water, which act as a particle of colloid dispersed in air. In that time, we can see the Tyndall effect. Then we are going to say about properties of colloids. The colloids are heterogeneous mixture. It is the first property of colloids. The particle size is very small, big enough to scatter a beam of light passing through it and make path visible. So, the first three properties are heterogeneous mixture, particle size, and its short Tyndall effect. Then, they do not settle down when left undisturbed. So, from this, we can understand that a colloidal solution is stable. They will not settle down when we left undisturbed. And we can't separate by filtration process. We can't separate the colloidal solution by filtration. We can separate only by centrifugation. Next, we are looking the components of solution. There are two components of solution, dispersed phase and dispersed medium. Dispersed phase is like solute and dispersed medium is like solvent. Okay. Then next we are going to discuss about the examples for colloids. Here the colloids are classified according to the state of dispersing medium and dispersing phase. Here there are so many examples: fog, smoke, shaving cream, milk, foam, rubber, sponge. All are example for colloids. And let's start. Liquid in gas and solid in gas called aerosol. Example: fog, cloud, mist. And gas in liquid and gas in solid called foam. Example: shaving cream, rubber, etc. Liquid in liquid called emulsion. Example: milk. Solid in liquid called sol. Example: mud. Liquid in solid called gel. Example: jelly. These are the example for colloids. You should study this example. It's very important. Then, so today's class we discussed about suspension. What is suspension? Heterogeneous mixture in which the solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended throughout the bulk of the medium. Then properties of suspension. Then we studied about colloids. The colloids are the particles of colloids are uniformly spread throughout the solution. Then properties of colloids, Tyndall effect and components of colloids. These are the topics today we discussed. So you should read the textbook and write the notes. Study well.
Today we studied about suspension and its properties.
Then we take colloids. Colloids, its properties, Tyndall effect, components, etc. So, you should read your textbook, write the notes and study well. Thank you.